Hi, welcome back. So here is the end result of today's tutorial. Gorgeous traditional granny square throw with a twist. The twist being my preferred method of joining the squares. So it's a really easy join as you go technique, which I will show you how to do. And then I finished it off with a lovely pom-pom border. All the materials that I've used, hook size, etc., are in the description below. So let's get started with it. So we're going to start this project with the central granny squares. I'm going to show you now how to make the granny square and then how we're going to join them together. So my basic granny square, I started with slip stitch onto the hook, and I'm just going random with the colours. I've picked 6 colours and they're all in the description below, and I'm just literally picking them at random. So we're going to go 6 chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then join back at the start to form your loop. And then we're going to do chain 2. This is worked in double crochet US terms, treble crochet UK terms. So 2 chain counts as our first double crochet. One double crochet. I'll go slowly in case you've not done a granny square before. So 3 double crochet, 1 chain, and then 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, and 1 chain. Again, 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 1 chain, and 1, 2, 3, 1 chain, and then we're going to join it back to our starting chain with a slip stitch. And that's the first colour. Pull that in so your middle's nice and tight, and I'm going to just quickly sew these ends in because I hate having to do it all at the end. So just run them through. Like so. Don't pull that too tight because it's going to distort your work. Snip those off, and then we're ready for the second round. So I've done lilac, now I'm going to do pink. I always just tie it in, and I've tied it into one of the 1 chain spaces here. So all of the 3 one chain spaces that we made in the first round are now going to be the corners of our granny square. So we're going to start with chain 2, that's our first double crochet, and we're going to do a right mess of that. One, 2 double crochet, and then we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to go back into that same one chain space, and we're going to do 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to chain 1. I'm going to go into the next one chain space, and again we're going to do 3 double crochet, chain 2 for our corner, in the same space another 3 double crochet, 3. So starting to look like corners now. So chain 1, and then into the next one chain space. Again, we're going to do 3 double crochet, chain 2 for the corner, back in the same space, another 3 double crochet, chain 1 into our last one chain space, 1, 2, 3 double crochet, chain 2 into that same space, 1, 2, 3 double crochet, chain 1, and then we're going to join that into the top of that first 2 chain that we started with. That's the first 2 rounds of our granny square. Just going to quickly work those ends in. Our first 2 rounds. So we're going to work 3 more rounds doing exactly the same. Okay, so for my 3rd round I'm going to join this nice cerise pink again into the corner, and now we're going to do our corners are 3 double crochet, 2 chain, 3 double crochet. So we've got the hang of the corners now. 2 chain for your first double crochet, 2, so that's your first 3, chain 2 into the same space, another 3 double crochet, chain 1. Now we're going into this space with 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, and chain 1, and then we're back into our corner. So I'm going to just fast forward you while I do corner, side, corner, side, corner, side, back round to our starting corner. Okay, so now we're back round to our starting corner, and we're just going to slip stitch into that first two chain that we started with. So that's round 3 of our granny square. You can see how that's building up now. So what we want to end up with is 5 rows. So I think you're fine to go ahead now and do another 2 rows. So you'll be starting on a corner, and then you've got 2 side spaces to do 3 double crochet. So this is the next row that will be on the cerise one here. So you've got corner, 3 double crochet, 1 chain, 3 double crochet, and then a corner, and then the last round, which is the mink colour here, is the corner, 3 double crochet, 3 double crochet, 3 double crochet. So I'm going to come back and show you then how we do the border, the cream border, and how we join it onto the next, how we join the 2 squares together with that lovely twisted effect, which is how I like to join my granny squares. Now for your first square, the border is going to be worked all the way around exactly the same as we've worked it previously with the colours. That's not going to be the case with the second square, because this round is going to be where we join them together. As you can see, these have been joined together, and how we get this nice twist effect. So with your very first square, you're going to do exactly the same as we've been doing. So you're using your border colour, so your chain 2 to start, your 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet in the corner, 2, and you'll see once you've put a cream border around the edge, the colours really pop. It really makes a difference. If you're not happy with your colours at the moment, wait until you've put the border around, and you'll see it really pulls them all together. So there's your corner, chain 1, and now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 side spaces before we get to our next corner. So I think I'm gonna leave you to get round all these edges because it's exactly the same as we were doing with the colours, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how we do the border with the second square and attaching it to this one. So I've completed the border on my first square. So that was continuing exactly as we were with the colours. And then on the second square, which I'm now going to join, I've started in the corner and I've worked at one side. So it's now from this corner that we're going to start to join the two together. So you will do your first 3 double crochet in this corner. 1, 2, 3, and then you normally do a 2 chain. So I'm going to do 1 chain and I'm going to pull that loop out somewhat. And then with your first square, you have it right side up, and you're going to come into this corner, this big corner space. Pop your hook through there. And then pull this loop through and do a slip stitch, and then for the corners just do one more chain. So it's 1 chain, slip stitch, 1 chain. Now you're going to come back to the square that you're currently working on, and you're going to complete that corner with your 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and do your chain 1. Pull that loop up a bit. So we're joining along this edge. So now we want to come into this first space along the side, just through here, and pick up that loop. We're just going to pull it through. I'm going to do a chain, and then we're going to go into our next space on our current square, and we're going to do 1, 2, 3, pull up that loop, and then we're going to go into our next space along our first granny square. Pull that loop back down once because you had it pulled out so you didn't lose it, but then pull it back firmly, so you don't want it all loose. Pull it through, chain 1, and then do your 3 double crochet in your next space of your current motif granny square. 2, 3, pull that loop up, then you want to go into the next space, pull that one back, bring it through, chain 1, and then into your next space on your current granny square, do your 3 double crochet, again through the next space, put it through, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, into the last side space now, chain 1, now you're into your corner on your current motif that you're working on. So that's 1, 2, 3, chain 1 here because we're in the corner, and then pick up in the corner of the first square, pull that through, do 1 chain and then do another chain so that your corners don't get too tight, and then 3 double crochet to finish off the corner in your current working square. So let's have a look at what we've done here. So we started in that corner and you can see that we've joined all along here. It's a lovely neat join, much nicer than just sewing it, and look, you've got a lovely twist effect, and you've got that twist effect because you came in from the first motif and pulled the hook through, and then the yarn came across. So if you do it exactly as I've just done it there, you'll get this lovely twist effect, which I think just adds a bit of texture, just makes it look a lot nicer. So now what you're going to do is you're going to continue around here as normal, and you're going to finish up that one. So what? Okay, so now that you know how to join your 2 squares together, you can go along and you can complete your first row for your blanket. So you can make it as many squares as you like, however long you would like your blanket to be. So the next stage is to add your second row. So the first one is really simple because it's exactly as we were doing here, joining 2 together. We've joined 2 together here for the second row. So the next one that we're going to work in is going to join here along this edge and in the center here, and it's also going to join along this edge to form that square there. So I'll just show you how we put that one in. So I've started already with the next square. So I've started at the corner with our corner group, and I've gone at the side. So I'm now in the next corner, which is where we're going to join in, and we're going to go up here and then along the top. So I'm at the corner, so I need to do my 3 double crochet for the corner group. 1, 2, 3, exactly the same as we've been doing. So then chain 1 and then pick up our corner from the square that we're going to join to. Bring it through, slip stitch and 1 chain, and then we're going to finish our corner group with our 1, 2, 3, and then just as before we're going to pick up in all these spaces, and we're going to do our 3 double crochet into our current working square. Pick up our next space to join, 1 chain, 1, 2, 3, our next space, single chain. This is such a quick and easy way to join squares, and I think it just gives a lovely, that lovely texture. It's like a cable braided effect. So we're almost at our corner now. 1, 2, 3. Our last space on that side, chain 1. So then into our corner we do our 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, and we do our chain 1 because we're in our corner. And then in our corner here, so we'd normally go into, we were going into the whole 2 chain space there of the corner, but now, I don't know if you can see there, we've got a loop where we've slip stitched in previously, so I'm going to pick that up. Can you see where I went there? So you've got a little loop here, so I'm going to go in there and connect, and that will give us a nice neat corner where the 4 squares join together. So bring it through, slip stitch and 1 chain, finish our corner group, so our 3 double crochet back in that corner, 1, 2, 3, pull up the loop, no chain there because we're now on the edge, and now we're going to be working along this edge here. So exactly as before, we're going to pick up our next space from our previous square, bring it through, one, 2, 3, and we're just going to continue that until we get to the last corner. We're going to join that corner, and then we're going to finish working around. So we're going to get to this corner, we're going to join it in here, I'm going to find that slip stitch that we've got there, that little loop, and we're going to join it in there, and then we're going to work back round and we're going to finish off here. And then that's how our join looks. It's a nice neat join. You've got all your twisted seams coming along. Okay, so and that is how you're going to build your blanket now. So you're going to make it as long as you want, you're going to make it as wide as you want, you know, go big or go small, however you want to do it. And I'm just going to go away now and figure out what kind of border I'm going to do on that. So I'll be back shortly and we'll look at putting a border around it. Okay, so for the first row of the border, I'm going to do a single crochet all the way around the edge. So I'm going to start in the corner. I'm going to go into every stitch, so I'll start with 1 chain, and then I'm going to go into each of these 3 doubles here. So that's 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to do 1 in this space, and then 1 in each of the next 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and then that gives it a nice firm edge to keep your blanket, keep it in good shape. So I'm just going to whiz along here till we get to the join, and then we'll see how we're going to come across this join here. So I'm just going to put you on double speed until I get there. Okay, so now we've got to our where our two squares join with our lovely twist effect. So I'm just going to pop one into this space and one into this space. We'll just see if that's going to be okay. If I do the next 3, 1, 2, 3, yeah, that's fine. So what you're going to do is you're going to go all the way along your edge, so into each of the 3 double crochets and then 1 in each space, and then when you get to the joins we're just going to do 1 in these big spaces, and when you get round to the corner we'll do a single crochet, a 2 chain and a single crochet. So I will meet you when we've gone all the way around the blanket and come back to our starting corner. Okay, so I've gone ahead somewhat here, and so we've done the cream single crochet all around, and then I've also done 2 rounds picking up the blue and the lilac from the colours in the blanket. I've decided that I'm going to put some nice boho pom-poms along the edging. So for those of you that haven't done a pom-pom edging, I'm going to show you how I do them. You don't have to do this, by the way. I mean, by all means use a single crochet row of all the colours would look lovely, maybe then just followed by a cream row at the end, but this one's for my granddaughter, and she's gonna want the pom-poms. So join, I'm doing them in cream, so join the yarn. They'd also probably look really nice in the bright pink, but I've decided to go with the cream. So join it in, and then I'm gonna make them so that they hang quite long. So I'm gonna do chain 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you want to pinch it there because you're now going to work the pom-pom. So you're going to pinch that one and you're going to do chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to work your pom-pom into the first chain of the 3, and it's going to be a cluster stitch. So we're going to go yarn over, we're going to go into that stitch, and then we're going to go yarn over, pull through, yarn over, take 2, and we're going to do that again, yarn over, put it back into that stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, take 2. And we're going to do that one more time into this same space, this chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, take 2. So we've got 4 loops on our hook. Then we're going to pull through all those loops, and then we're going to do a 1 chain slip stitch just to hold that in place. So that's the first part of our pom-pom, and then we're going to do another chain 3, and then we're going to do the same cluster, but this time we're looking for that slip stitch that we did. Find it there. We did the slip stitch in the top just now, the top of that cluster. So that's where we want to go with our next one. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, take 2, yarn over, back into that same loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, take 2, and once more yarn over into the same loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, take 2, and then we've got 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through, and do a slip stitch to tighten it off. So now you've got your 2 halves of the pom-pom, and when it comes, folds down like that, you see. Now the way I like to connect it is to bring it down, and then I'm going to put my hook behind. I'll just show you that again. So we're going to close it up, and then I take my hook behind here, and then I pull the yarn through and do a slip stitch. And then what that does is that closes that pom-pom off really tightly and neatly. So I'm going to do another slip stitch there and just pull that in nice and tight. And then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain, because that's what we did on this side. And then we're going to do a single crochet. We're going to miss 5, and we're going to go into the next one. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to go into number 6. Oops. Very fiddly, and I'm trying to peer around the camera. Okay, so then we're going to do we'll do another pom-pom now. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pinch it there, because that's where we're going to start our next cluster. So 1, 2, 3, yarn over into that first chain of the 3, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, take 2, yarn over, back into that space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, take 2, yarn over, back into that same chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, take 2. So we've got 4 loops on the hook, pull through and secure with a slip stitch. chain 3, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, and then we want to go into the top of that slip stitch that we've just done. Pull through, yarn over, take 2, yarn over into that same slip stitch, pull through, yarn over, take 2, and one more time, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, take 2, 4 loops on the hook, pull through all 4, secure with a slip stitch. So then again I'll show you how I like to close them off, is to close it up and then put my hook around the back, and then you can pick up the yarn and pull it through, and then do another slip stitch just to tighten that off. And then chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to count, we're going to miss the next 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a slip stitch into the next stitch on the edging. So let's have a look. So what you should have is 2 lovely pom-poms. Now if you need to rewind, you can, at the bottom of the video screen you'll see a little cog. You can click on that and you can slow down the speed so you can watch it slower. So hopefully you've got that. I'm going to go ahead now and continue all the way along, and then I'll come back when I've got to the corner. Okay. Okay, so I've gotten along to the corner here. They're looking great, really happy with them. Once you've you can go along when you've done them and just give that a little tug, just to make sure that that's nice and tight where you've closed off the pom-poms. Okay, so we've gotten to the corner. And just so happens that it actually is the corner is, I think, it's the 6th chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, hey, that worked out pretty well. So I'm going to go into the corner to finish off that pom-pom, and then I'm just going to start a new one, chain 5, and go start working along this side now. 3, 4, 5. I'm just going to show you one last pom-pom. 1, 2, 3. Do our cluster into that. Loop. And 1, 2, 3. Do our next cluster into the very top of that loop, of that cluster. 1, 2, 3, pull through, fasten it off, close it down, bring your hook behind, pull that yarn through, give it a really nice tight stitch, and then just do another slip stitch and pull it tight, just to make sure that that really firmly stays in place. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll be going back into, we'll be missing 5 and then going into the next one all the way along to the next corner, and that is going to finish off this blanket. So I hope that you're having a go at making it, because it really is stunning. The twist effect is gorgeous. It really makes it pop, gives it a bit of texture. I'm really happy with how this has turned out. For those that have asked about the daisy hexagon blanket, I promise that's coming next. That will be my next video. And then after that, I've been working on a beautiful snowflake blanket made in Aran, so it's nice and chunky, knits up really quickly, crochets up really quickly, not knits, and that will be coming after the daisy blanket. So anyway, thanks for joining me again, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.